It's just a thing. It's just a thing. Do do do. Okay. Whoop. Hey, Deanne, how's it going? War of the Worlds 2025 with Ice Cube. I was so worried what would happen. One-Eyed Kaneki, first of all, welcome to the stream. Secondly, that's not your scariest film. I'm starting to kind of fine-tune my bullshit detector when it comes to people recommending movies. Music's so loud. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Give me 1 second. There. God, this morning. This has been something else. Fucking tech issues. What time is wherever? Yeah, it's 10 a.m. here. And yeah, I'm going to I have to message a friend of mine. Not to give him shit, but he strongly recommended that I multi-stream, so stream on TikTok, Kick, and YouTube simultaneously. And this is a second stream in a row where one of them didn't, like one or two of them didn't work. And today, Kick booted me out, and TikTok once again revoked my ability to go live. So, you know, I'm probably going to disable Streamlabs Ultra because this shit just won't work. So I have to stick to just stream on YouTube because this is like, I've had 3 multi-streams and only one of them has worked properly. It's fucking insane. And I don't know why I keep getting booted out by TikTok. I don't do anything wrong on that server. Anywho, how's it going, everybody? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. Just messaging someone real quick. Sorry. Okay, so how are we doing today, Dr. Juice? Dr. Juice, yeah, I have some words for you regarding your movie recommendation for last time. Now, to be fair, it made for some pretty entertaining content in the video that's going to come up. I'm not uploading the video this Sunday. It's going to be next Sunday. I'm going to delay it. But, yeah, your movie selection will probably be the funniest part of this next video. So on the one hand, thank you. Like, it made me be more creative with my response. On the other hand, go to hell, because, and I say that in the best kind of way, because I asked people to provide what they thought was the most underrated horror film they've seen, and I don't think a single person actually gave me a film they thought was the most underrated they've seen. Like, I don't think anyone did the assignment properly. No one. Like, no one did it right. So next time we do a wheel game, for all future wheel games, underrated won't go within 10 miles of the topic. It's just not, it's not happening. So yeah, no one, I don't think anyone, unless someone really thought Thanatomorphos or Van Helsing was the most underrated horror film they've ever seen, which I doubt. I think people were just trolling and sending me shit films and they thought it would be funny. yeah, so that happened. Uh, However, like I mentioned, I think it will make for a funny video. It's going to make for a pretty feisty video, but yeah, yeah. I mm. Simple instructions. What's the most underrated horror film you've seen? And people use the opportunity to just troll. Oh boy. Yeah, Dr. Juice, that's why you recommend it? I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, my response is, I'm pretty happy with my response to it. Let's just say that. I went kind of a different style, so I'm excited to see how it works out. I'm like halfway through editing that section. I set this up. We might do the wheel game today. We'll see. After the last wheel game, I'm freaking petrified but you know, again, I'm gonna have to start being that guy, and I'm gonna start revoking choices. I'm gonna have to, because it's gonna hurt the video content. So if someone's like, "This is the scariest movie I've ever seen," and they're clearly trolling, I'm not adding it. I'm just not doing it. Missy, wow. No, yeah. But just in case, if we have time, we'll have some fun. We'll do the wheel game, because I was thinking the next kind of wheel game could just break it down. What do people think are the scariest films they've ever seen? Alika, you put Martyrs, I believe, and Misty and Company, you said Ganjiam, was it? Was it Ganjiam Haunted Asylum or just Haunted Asylum? Please clarify. BBL says Frankenhooker. Have not seen it. Sure, it's a classic. Hey, Dad Side, Yo Clay, the Cinema Peeps. I have to imagine that this very subjective question has hit us all differently. I imagine to each answer something akin to cosmic horror, whatever shatters you. I mean, feel free to drop one. We might do the wheel game, even if it doesn't turn into a video. It's still fun. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. I mean, I agree. That movie's terrifying. Dr. Juice, I'm very interested in that, because on the one hand, you suggest that movie that I hate with such a passion that it's made for a good section of a video. But then you recommend Lake Mungo, which is not only as divorced from that first movie as it possibly could be, but is one of my favorite horror movies ever. Lake Mungo's awesome. I understand why it's not for everyone, but I think it's brilliant. It's the only fake documentary that I think you could show someone and they could believe it's a real documentary. It's the only one I've seen. I think it's that, like, genuine. But sure. And remember, guys, we're doing Scariest. Not just like, that's not bad. You know, Scariest. And if I see Fret the Movie anywhere this wheel, someone's getting booted. When Akaneki says, my most underrated horror film that might be my scariest film because of the religious direction was Dabe the Possession. Oh, God. Is that the Turkish one? Well, I don't know what it is with Turkish horror films, because you probably can't tell, I'm half Turkish. Their horror films are so, like, they're so gross, they're so visceral, and I kind of want to explore why they're like that. Like, they're really just, they kind of make me gag. Speaking of, we were watching a pretty gross zombie movie last night, Cooties. We haven't finished that. Pretty gruesome, some of the sequences, but also pretty funny. Baskin fucking rips. Still haven't finished Baskin. I don't know why I stopped watching it. It certainly wasn't bad, although I didn't like the early conversation. These like 4 cops are having a conversation about banging like donkeys or something, and it goes on for like 15 minutes. And I'm thinking, what is the purpose of this scene? I don't really understand. It's certainly not endearing. It's just kind of gross, and it's going on forever. But I do know it gets into some really crazy cosmic and body horror, so I need to finish that one for sure. It's fine, Dad's side. I mean, spoiler, I didn't really like any of the 5 movies for this video. But there's a couple I kind of enjoyed. You'll see in the video. There were 2 that I was like, I was warm to, and then there were 2 I just didn't really like, and then there's one I despised. I think we all know which one it is. If non-horror movies are allowed, Threads is genuinely the scariest, I think. Huh. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be horror. It can be scariest movie ever. You want me to put Threads? Arthur. There you are. Whoops. Piano. Dad's side, you'll see in the video, I mixed feelings about Dolls. I think some aspects really didn't work, but I think some did. All my laughs were pretty much unintentional, but there was one scene in Dolls that really did make me laugh. It was like one tiny bit that was very funny, and I don't know if it was intentional or not. If you don't like The Wailing, I think It Chapter 1 does a good job scaring everyone while hitting both kids and parents. Wow, I've never heard The Wailing compared to It. I think those films are pretty different in terms of their pacing, in terms of their style. But I liked It Chapter 1, but I think I like The Wailing more. I also might have missed one. Also, hi, Darth Vader. Hi, Arthur. Hi, all of you. Someone recommended Sinister. That's it. It was DN. Dr. Juice says Baskin takes a final character horror trope, twists in the loop, and then slams the door with the final credits, and it was so good. I should watch it. I've heard a lot of people talk about Baskin, and I don't think I've seen enough kind of cosmic horror films. I mean, God, I've probably only seen like a handful. Mandy's awesome. Mandy's cosmic horror, and I really love that film. Threads is a soul crusher. It's funny. Baskin's on my watch list, but Threads is very high. I think the movies that are on the highest my watch list right now are Weapons, the movie that came out this year, Threads, and Under the Silver Lake, which I still haven't seen. It's the same director as It Follows, which I love. So I don't know why I haven't gone around to watching it, but it's supposed to be really cool. Derek Perry says, mine has to be Ganjim. We already had someone put Ganjim, but we can put it again. What are the odds of 2 people getting Ganjim, right? I just said The Wailing earlier, probably got lost in the flood. Oh, okay, I did miss that. Wait, so that's the scariest film you've seen, is The Wailing. Just confirming. Remember, guys, we're going for all-time scariest. Aliens came down to the planet, and we're like, what's the scariest movie? If it scares us, we'll spare your planet. And you go, this one. Also, everyone say hi to Daisy. I'm sorry? We'll just give it a second. Some people will say hi. They're not on voice. They have to type their responses. Yeah, see? Someone named One-Eyed Kaneki says hi. Okay, see you, babe. You need help with that? Might have to help the fiance with a bag. Let me help with that. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I have to be a gentleman. Be back in like 30 seconds. Okay, what'd I miss? Sorry, had to help the lady. Okay, but the wailing, Darth Vader, is that these scary movies? What is Darth, it's funny, right? Because, like, sometimes you're trying to judge a movie on, like, objective scares, if that makes any sense. And then just what scared you personally. I don't know. Scariest movie you've seen. I mean, they're kind of the same thing if you really think about it. My kids are watching on the TV. Can I add one for them? Sure, but I need like a name, and you can put a fake name if you want. Dad said yes. The Doom. Okay, so wailing for you. Hi Daisy. Insert cat call here. I'll tell her that. What would be your pick for scariest movie? You know, Deanne, it's interesting you mentioned that. That'll probably be a video in the future. I'm actually not sure. It's kind of like a three-way tie between like some movies, all three from different countries, and I'm just not sure. It's hard. Oh, John Castle, how's it going? Omi did for me. I've seen The Darkest of the Dark. Pop it. Okay. Misty, do you mean the American Ring or the Japanese Ring? I'm gonna go ahead and assume mean the American one. Oh, the Japanese. Okay, nice. Ringu. John Castle says The Omen. The original Omen? That's the scariest movie you've ever seen. Is the original Omen. Wow, I'm surprised. Not to judge or anything like that. I just I don't know. I watched it. I liked the original Omen a lot. There is one scene that's really stupid to me. Like this little babysitter managed to like kind of fight Gregory Peck, and it's even. He would have fucking launched her across the fucking room. He's huge. Gregory Peck is giant. She's like 80 pounds. I don't care if you're a servant of the devil, okay? Doesn't affect your muscle mass. He should have fucking like drop kicked her. And I will never get over how funny it is. Like my girl and I were watching it, and she was just like, "Oh my god, fucking punch the bitch." Oh, but I was gonna say something to you, Dad side, about the movie Dolls. There's this, I know it's a campy film, but there's a scene that made me so laugh really hard when there's a thief, and the thief, it's at night, and she goes, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna steal a bunch of stuff, and then I'm gonna sneak out of the house, and no one can hear me, and I'll get away with all the goods. But she's like a human maraca. She's got like all these necklaces and bracelets and chain, like she's jangling constantly, and she thinks she can sneak out like a ninja. Funny as shit. I couldn't think of anyone worse to sneak anywhere than her. She's just covered in jangling shit. It's hilarious. DN, no, but those are, I would say those are very high. I was thinking, I don't know if anyone would click on the video, but I was thinking about doing like a best of the best. So my yearly video, the 6 horror films that are actually scary, but do my top 6 of all of them. And yeah, yours would probably be on the list. For on key, we're proof I'm the old woman and I also make lace. You make lace? That's cool. Probably have to be like really delicate, right? It's very kind of delicate fabric. I'm gonna go say Cure, 1997. Oh, such a good movie. I picked it up in 4K, and it was a disturbing watch start to finish. It felt nostalgic, color grading wise, slow, beautiful cinematography. I mean, I'm always was hypnotic. So that's the scariest film you've seen. Scariest, not best. Scariest. We'll go with it. It's dope. I don't know about you, One Eye Kaneki. I want to know if you felt the same way. There's a scene, I won't spoil it for anyone else, but he hypnotized someone with spilling water, and there's a shot of water just spilling, like slowly oozing across the floor, and I was like locked into that scene. If that scene that went on for 5 minutes, I think I would have watched it. It's something about the way it's set up, the lack of music, the way it's shot. God, he makes the most simple things in hypnosis mesmerizing. I've never seen hypnosis scenes like that in the film, and it's just so simple. Love it, love it, love it. Great movie. Very nicely shot as well. Good call out on the cinematography. Stockyard is a whole lot of hurry up and wait. Glad there was some laughs. I think the cliche "let's turn up the rock so we can be murdered" is good. The discount John Ritter, the end are highly suggestive. Yeah, I get it's goofy. I felt like there was more could have done. I'll talk about this more in the video, but I thought the opening credits were a big missed opportunity. That could have been really interesting or exciting or fun, but they were super boring. Acting was terrible, but that's to be expected. I felt like all the setup was bad. I think it improved once it actually started killing people. There's a pretty humorous scene of like the little dolls pulling the woman back and then smashing her into like a wall and pulling her back. It's like pretty fucking funny. Let's see. Another underrated, terrifying movie is The Borderlands for 2013. Paranormal Activity, but actually scary. I'm trying to remember if I saw Borderlands. I don't know if I did. I saw Savage Land and I did not like it. I always get those confused. It's generally how the whole movie made me feel. The beginning with the beach was yeah. That's what I found more in kind of East Asian horror films. It's this, what's happening? How am I supposed to feel? You're disoriented. And I feel like a lot of American horror films, even though a lot of there's some great American horror films, but I feel like one thing they kind of lack is the confusion and the slow build without being boring. And a lot of the American horror films that go for that slow build, go for the atmospheric thing, sometimes it works, but a lot of times it doesn't because they don't know how to do it. And it ends up just being boring. So, like, people will hate me for this, but I don't like Black Coat's Daughter because I just thought that setup was boring. Nothing was happening. I didn't think it was very suspenseful. Then it got really good. But I don't know, it's just that's missing. That's why the Silent Hill games are different once they moved out of Japan, because there's just that disorientation, that weirdness that gets lost when it goes over to America, and it's a real shame. I don't know, but that's a good call out, Kaneki. That's a dope film. Also, yeah. 1 second. So, I'm just going to send a quick message to... Nope. Oh, I don't think he's... Okay. Well. Anywho. Sorry, 1 second. Oh my god, I cannot type today. Oh, Theon de Groot's not on, he's not on Discord. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, but really good call. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. So, I kind of did this last minute, so a couple of the patrons don't have choices. But then for here, we got some. I would like to get a few more before we spin anything, but we got some. I love that Threads is here twice. Yeah, that's right. Boost those odds, guys. Boost those odds. It would be a good excuse for me to fucking watch it. I don't know why I haven't. I think I've seen the first, like, 20 minutes, which essentially means I watched everything before things actually happen. But, you know, there's something to be said about color, film grain, shooting on film versus digital, that can add something to a film. I think some films should be digital, you know? I think it works. But there are other films I think work much better on film, and honestly, I kind of miss it. I really do. There's something, it feels earthy, it's weighty. It's like tangible. You feel like you're kind of there. I feel it's more immersive in a lot of ways. And I do miss that, you know? I do. Oh, Alexander Wim. Hello, if Sinister and Ganjam are already on the list, then my choice is The Descent. I mean, we can double up. It's okay. We already have threads doubled up. But because I want to know your absolute scariest. It would almost be more accurate if, like, you just pick your all-time scariest. And if two of the same movie gets chosen twice, then we can go with your runner-up. But I want to know your absolute scariest movie. There are films that just give me jump scares, and I can say, yeah, that scared me in the moment, but films that leave me psychological impact and me thinking afterwards, that's true horror for me. Yes, I think jump scares have their place, but when a film is nothing but that, it's a little cheap to me. But I think there's a way to have jump scares be good, enhance the film, enhance the plot. Probably I've said this before, but Shudder, not the American version, but the one from Thailand, 2004, I believe, has a lot of jump scares, and they're all fantastic. They're so good, and they really feel like they're weighing on the characters. They feel scared and traumatized, and that's a big reason why I think they work. Switch mine to Poltergeist. Okay. Darth Vader, where are you? There he is. The original Poltergeist, okay. I was lucky last time, Clay. If I win, I'm good with just an honorable mention, and then you can pick what to do. No worse. I've had people win in a row. In fact, Alika, she won like 3 times in a row, and so I watched the Before trilogy. It's pretty funny. You include in your Letterboxd review. I guess I don't remember Borderlands very well. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know. But yeah, Alexander, let me know your absolute scares. So yeah, I think we're gonna do 1 spin for patrons and 4 spins for you all. There's less people this time, so you guys are gonna have better odds. And then we're gonna do some Jackbox games, I think. That'll be a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll wait usually I wait like an hour before spinning the wheel. I don't think we're gonna wait that long this time. But yeah, can we talk about Paranormal Activity not really being very good? I mean, granted, I watched Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch Project too late. I did not watch them when they first came out, so I did not watch it the peak of their hype. But I don't think they hold up. I'll give Blair Witch so much credit for its marketing, for being the first modern found footage movie. Not the first, but first modern one. And for being as successful as it was. But it's not a good film. And Paranormal Activity, I don't think is good either. You watch it again, those actors are rubbish. They're bad. It's like a student film, and I've seen student films better than Paranormal Activity to a certain extent. It's rough. John Castle, change mine to Hell House LLC. No problem. Yeah, that one's got some good scares. Everything with the clowns is great. Intro's great. I wish the intro was longer, actually. That could have been even better. Alexander says, okay, I will choose Sinister. Okay. Got another Sinister in there. I will say this, though. I like Sinister, except for the ending. Really don't like the ending. But I did not like that stupid article that came out that said that Sinister is scientifically the scariest movie because it recorded the highest heart rates. That, to me, is, I think, a fundamental misunderstanding of horror. I found that very silly. And I wish horror movie marketing and just these kind of articles, they're so gimmicky. Like, it's just, come on. Like, you can do better than that. You know, like, really? That's what makes you the scariest movie? The fact that the jump scares brought everyone's heart rate up? It doesn't mean shit. It just means they were super loud. I don't buy it. I think a true testament... Just disagree with me. If you think I'm wrong, it's fine. But I think if you wanted to scientifically say a horror movie is the scariest, by heart rate, I wouldn't look for spikes. I would look for kind of like a consistent higher rate overall. You know what I mean? Because that means like they're constantly on edge for a large chunk of the movie. And I don't think a big spike means you have the scariest movie ever. You know, that could be a cat jumping through the screen. I don't know. I think that's a flawed logic to me. Yes, Sinister's ending was stupid. So dumb. It was really good leading up to that, though. Ethan Hawke was great. Good motivation. Not great villain design. Could have been better. And it turns out they couldn't think of a villain design, so they literally found something on DeviantArt or some shit and paid some guy for his design. And I'm thinking, that's the best. That's the best you got? Okay. But it just looks like a death metal album cover. But aside from that, I did like the movie, and those 8mm tapes are great. And the soundtrack is fantastic. Great music. Yeah, deaf people don't find jump scares scary. Yeah. The Grudge was also good for Scariest. Only seen the American. I would watch the Japanese one too. But when she left the house to get the sister in her covers, it felt like the ghost was cheating. Okay, so we got this. Great. Okay, well, this is the last time I'm leaving. I gotta grab something at the door. But this will be much shorter. But yeah, keep thinking, keep bringing your movies. Power Force 22, how's it going? Perfect timing. I was just about to get up. But if you have an idea for your scariest film, scariest, not best, scariest, and we'll add it to a wheel. If it gets chosen, it'll be in the video. I'm praying my new video does well, but it's gonna be another week till I upload that. October's gonna be very busy, very, very busy. It's gonna be a crazy time for Clay. These are some really interesting examples, though. I think I've seen every movie here except Threads. I'm not gonna lie, BBL and Arthur, I'm kind of pulling for you guys to win because it'd be a great excuse for me to watch it. But hey, I could always cheat. I won't. Hey, Brandon, so glad you're here. I was gonna message you. So yeah, we're doing the wheel game again. Why not? This video will probably come out in October. So, scariest movie. Your scariest movie. Take your time. We're not spinning yet. Be right back. Okay. Ooh, When Evil Lurks. Interesting. Also, is the music loud enough? I feel like I can barely hear it. But if you guys can hear it fine, then no biggie. Why is Halloween such a big time for horror movies? There's not a law that can only be watched during Halloween. I honestly don't know, Misty. I wish horror was more popular to the masses throughout the year, because then my channel would probably do better, because it's very horror focused. But the thing is, it's kind of horror focused out of necessity, because those videos do the best to my channel. It's actually not all I want to review. There's a lot of other topics I want to do, but they just don't perform as well. So I feel like I need to build more of an audience before I start to diversify. But I do some videos about Oscars, James Bond. My last James Bond video did very poorly. So we will... Yeah, no, like, we'll see. I'll continue to experiment here and there, but it's definitely horror focused for a little while. Yeah. Oh, you're not normal. You're a patron. Here we go. Yours is When Evil Lurks. Yeah, that's the Spanish one, right? Was it Spanish? Was it Spanish or was it Argentinian? I'm trying to remember. Have you seen Dexter Resurrection? It's really good. No, I have not. I have not seen any of the new Dexter shows and spin-offs and all that. I did actually start watching Dexter this year. I never watched it when I was younger. And I stopped watching around episode 2 of season 8 because it was fucking atrocious. And I've discussed this in my last stream. I am one of those people that can stop watching the show once it gets bad. I don't need the closure. And that show got really bad. So, yeah. Season 6 is terrible, but season 8 was unwatchable. Couldn't finish it. So, and it sounds like I dodged a bullet. I loved your Pixar review. Thank you so much, Power. I really like doing tier lists. They're fun. I don't need to write a script, which is, saves me a step. It makes the editing process harder, but give and take. I enjoy doing that too. I love doing tier lists. I want to pick another theme for a tier list, but I don't know what it's gonna be. Saying that, September and October, it's gonna be nothing but horror videos, like nothing. However, November, I have no idea where I'm gonna put out because November, it's just everything plummets, and then January, February, and March, also really bad time for YouTube. Yeah, that's right. Brandon's a new patron, and Theon DeGroots is the newest patron. Let's see. I'm surprised no one said Hereditary. I think I'm like the only person who doesn't find Hereditary scary. It's really good. There's so much I admire about it. I saw it in theaters. Everyone was respectful. Like, it was a great atmosphere to watch a horror movie. Didn't scare me. Oh. Horror movies have been doing so well this year at the box office, even before spooky season. Weapons, Sinners, New Final Destination. I'll say this: New Final Destination, not that great, not terrible, but not that great. I think my biggest problem with it is it looks like dog water. It's I don't know, the special effects. I don't know if they did some color correction. I don't know what it is. It's so synthetic looking. It's awful. It looks so bad, and so all the violence doesn't hit as hard because there's like no grit. It feels like a video game or something. I can't stand it. And the main character is the worst. I mean, not the worst, but she's pretty unlikable and annoying. So that was yeah, that kind of sucked. The ending's stupid too. The intro, it takes forever and it's kind of shitty. But I did like the MRI sequence in the New Final Destination. I did like that sequence a lot. So that has that going for it. Just watch Original Sin and Resurrection. Okay, something like movies that happen on the day of Halloween. That's very specific. Very specific. We all also know Clay ain't about Hereditary. It would take sustained community pressure to make him go. Make him go? What do you mean make him go? Make him die? Make him watch it again? I think I've seen it twice. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Stephen M. Really? The original Night of the Living Dead is the scariest movie you've ever seen. I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just skeptical that the original Night of the Living Dead is the scariest movie you've ever seen. Bloodlines reminds me of Final Destination 4, and that's not a good thing. Final Destination 4, I think, was worse. I think the problem with that movie was it was fucking boring. And then Final Destination 5 had great death scenes. The one in the gym was awesome. But the acting was horrible. The lead actor was so bad. And it was just stupid. It was melodramatic. The plot was dumb. Really, really just silly scenes. And it's actually my least favorite, number 5. But number 4 has that crime of being boring. And you never want your horror film to be boring. That's like rule number 1. Dad side, I will never... If there's... Yeah, this hasn't necessarily helped my channel do well. But if there's one thing I hope I can offer as a YouTuber is that I have integrity. So I'm never going to say I like a movie if I don't. I'm never going to say I hate a movie if I think it's actually okay. I just don't. So all my opinions on my channel are my actual opinions. I don't sugarcoat. So I hope that means something to people. And I think people can tell for the most part, especially by some of the negative comments I get. But I would never admit I found Hereditary scary because I didn't. It didn't. But it's a good movie. I would recommend it to anyone. Toni Collette got fucking snubbed, that's for sure. I can't believe they nominated fucking Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born and not Toni Collette in Hereditary. Those are worlds apart in terms of acting. They're not even close. And Lady Gaga was fine, but come on. Come on. One Eyed says, I feel like horror films are a bit too safe these days, and they're afraid to go all in because they want to appeal as many people as possible. You know, that's actually why I liked Bring Her Back, the new movie by the guys who did Talk to Me, because Bring Her Back went to some places, and I was so happy it did. Because I don't think generally speaking, when I see a horror movie that's about grief and family and, you know, and delves into the psychology of characters, you don't expect it to be particularly gruesome, but fucking shit. Like, Bring Her Back was fucking gory, and I actually kind of liked it. I did. I fucking dug it, man. Spoiler, but Bring Her Back is, so far, my favorite horror movie this year. Although I have not seen Weapons yet. I'm waiting for Weapons to hit digital. Party Monster. Still haven't seen Party Monster. My fiance did, actually. She said it was pretty twisted. If we were, I'd suggest I Respect That Clay. Appreciate the lack of clickbait. Stuff leaving Netflix. You have to... Yeah, I know. Ugh. Netflix. I have a lot of opinions about Netflix. I think they have some great content. But I also think they push their original films too hard, and I think most of them are bad. Bird Box was it was like the middest movie that's ever midded. You know what I mean? It was such a 5 out of 10, Bird Box, and it was everywhere. It was all over social media. It was all over Netflix. It was like everyone watched it. It's not that good. It's not. It really isn't. We've seen it all before. It's The Happening. You know, it's nothing special. Sandra Bullock sucked in it. The music was bad. It's nothing special. But, God, like the marketing push for that thing, whoo, boy. Weapons was great. No spoilers, please. Really, I really want to see Weapons. I like that actress. Josh Brolin's great. Great trailer. Really good trailer. So far, I don't think... I don't know about you guys, but I don't think 2025 is quite the year 2024 was in terms of horror. 2024 was actually kind of extraordinary. 2023 kind of sucked. So it was very interesting because, like, the way horror is kind of like peaks and valleys, because 2022 very strong, you know, X, Pearl, Barbarian. Then 23, like, nothing. Like, Talk to Me, When Evil Lurks, Evil Dead Rise. It's kind of it. And then 2024, so much. Longlegs, Substance, Nosferatu, The First Omen, Late Night with the Devil, Oddity, Abigail, what was it? Sting. It's just really interesting, fun movies. And then 2025, it's looking good, but I don't know if it's quite on that level yet. When I was 15 years old, the Blair Witch Project really scared me. First of all, hi Wilsey. Second of all, I'm so glad it did, because I saw it too late. I saw it when I was older, so I didn't really enjoy it as much. But I feel like if I saw it when I was a teenager, or actually when it came out, I wasn't even a teenager. I was pretty young. I was a kid. And I feel like it would have worked a lot better. Yeah, Cuties. Oh god, Netflix and Cuties. That was, whew, I didn't see it. I feel like I felt uncomfortable. I didn't want to watch it. Oh, Dad's side, I so agree with you. Well, that's gonna be my video. Because one of the choices was the movie Veronica, and yeah, Veronica had a lot of hype, and I don't think it was deserved. Video series idea. What happens next? Make videos about what you think happens after the end of a horror film based on what happens during the film. That's a really interesting idea. I'm gonna ponder that. I mean, for a lot of them, it's probably gonna be like therapy. You know, people go into therapy. People try to pick up the pieces of their relationship. They probably have post-traumatic stress disorder. But that's a really interesting idea. I kind of like that. I'm going to write that down one eye. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, Dr. Juice. Bird Box, the 5th out of 10 any movie ever been. So with you, man. So with you. It's such a 5. Together is my favorite horror movie flick this year. Just loved it. I liked it too. I didn't love it. I thought the first half could have been a little better. Some of the editing was bad. Also, okay. Anyone who here has seen Together, the movie, no spoilers, but the lead girl, her character, does something in like the second scene of the film that I personally found so unlikable, stupid, and rushed that I like immediately didn't like her. Now, to the film's credit, they also made sure that I didn't like the man as well. So it wasn't like this like unbalance in any way. But oh boy, it's like that should just be like a warning. Like any woman who watches Together, don't do don't do what she does in that one of those first scenes. It was such a fail. It was so stupid, and God, it was such a it was the ultimate party fail. I can't believe she did it, and I can't believe that I couldn't tell whether the film knew how bad that was, and I hope it did. I hope the writers knew how shitty that was, because God, awful. First movie you should do is The Thing because the ending was so mysterious. Yes. There's been a lot of discussion about the ending of The Thing. However, I think one of the most popular theories is that one of two things: either the creature's dead, or the main character is infected, and the other character, played by Keith David, the black guy, is not infected because he has an earring, and the creature cannot process inorganic material like fillings or piercings and things like that. So those are the two kind of main theories. And I personally, I just like subjectively, I love the idea that they've either cornered or killed a monster, and they're just drinking whiskey and celebrating their success at preventing world domination, by this creature. I like that ending, but I don't know if that's necessarily the best one or the most accurate. Let's see. That as the first hand cam horror movie, and we thought it was made real. So yeah, no, I mean, I agree, Willsy. I can add that for you, by the way. Is that your scariest movie though, Willsy? Talking to you directly. Is that your scariest movie you've ever seen? Scariest. That's what I want to hear. I'll add it for now, but if you can rack your brain and if you can think of something scarier, I'll do it. Look at their breath. Child's breath was invisible at the end. I think that's been confirmed. That could also just be like a production thing. I don't know if that was intentional. In fact, fun story. The writer and John Carpenter, the director, they admitted to not knowing who was infected at every scene of the film. Like, it was even a mystery to them. So honestly, I don't think they even know who was infected and who wasn't. I think they left it vague on purpose because even they didn't know. And it leads to an interesting idea, because I'm a writer myself. I've written fiction before. And sometimes you don't even know what happens. Even though you created the story, it's like not even yours anymore. It evolves into something else, and it's in a different universe from you. And once you stop writing it, it's almost like not yours anymore. It just exists in this different plane of existence, and it's not something you can shape after the fact. That's why I really hate when J.K. Rowling started going online and saying this person's gay and this person's black and all that. Not that I have any like issue with that necessarily, but like in terms of, you know, obviously I'm not anti-gay or anti-black or anything like that, but it just seems stupid because it's like they're already done. You already wrote your content. We don't need you to tell us who someone is or what happened. Like, your job is done. You already wrote it. It's up to everyone else to come up with their own theories, not you. You know, like, shut the fuck up. So anyway, blah blah blah. But yeah, I like the idea that they killed the thing, but they're still parents. Yeah, Arthur, that's my reading on the scene. Once you flesh out the characters, they take over. Very true, Misty. That is exactly. I couldn't put it any better. That's what's really interesting about writing, when you write characters, because every writer is better at different things. I'm bad with dialogue. Dialogue is very hard for me, but I'm pretty good with imagery and characters. And when you create a character and they start to feel alive to you, and they kind of shape themselves in a way. It doesn't make any sense, I know, but it does feel like that. And there'll be points in the book where you're writing it and you're going, oh, I guess they would do that. Like, it's almost like they're acting without you, if that makes any sense. You become so attached to them. Martyrs is pretty messed up, and ending is kind of scary. Emo, is that your pick? We can put it. Oh, I did this wrong. Hold on. Okay. It's fucked up. It's a very scary film. I don't know if I talked about this before. When I saw Martyrs, I saw it at 2 a.m. by myself in the dark. Bad choice. Very bad choice. Yeah, bad. I was terrified. I couldn't sleep. Very dumb. All right, how are we looking so far? So yeah, I didn't let the patrons know about this ahead of time, so we'll just put his name there. He won the last one, so honestly, I think it might not be fair to include him. No, but he is also a Patreon, so I feel like we should include him. Veroxis, in terms of conventional definition of scary, I think the scariest one is possum. Veroxis, I can put it there, but I want to know what scared you the most. Which movie unsettled you, gave you nightmares, didn't let you sleep, dug under your skin, made you jump out of the bed. Whatever your version of scary is. Don't worry about other people as much. Just what fucked you up? What scared you the most? That's what I want to know. Yeah, Martyrs is great. I mean, I was 15 years old, so maybe not. I mean, we'll leave it. I wish I'd saw Blair Witch Project when I was young. I do. I think that would have been a really great experience, but I saw it when I was in my 20s, and so I just thought, well, this is dumb. this is boring. Let's give her a spin. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost at an hour, actually, so I think we should start spinning. Oh, I can't adjust this. I don't know why. What's wrong with this website? I cannot adjust the wheel settings once I create the wheel. So strange. But I can... Here we go. Now we can do something better than that. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. I can't change this one though. It's very frustrating. Oh, let's see. Wilsey, Hereditary. There it is. We're all wondering when Hereditary was going to show up. Okay. There it is. Also, Wilsey, I don't know if I've seen you on my stream before, but welcome. Hope you enjoy the rest of the YouTube channel. All my links are up there somewhere, so please enjoy. I got Discord, Letterboxd. I have a Patreon if you want to support the channel. Lots of videos. check it out. Off topic. Oh, sorry, real quick. You saw Poltergeist when you were 3? Jesus Christ. Possum had me jumping out of my seat. Feels more right to suggest than something that's just disturbing and gross. Okay, let's add it. Let's see. Possum. Praxis. Off topic, Alexander. How about a new playlist? 6 horror films are actually laughable. Silly horror films that seem like an endless source and would nicely balance your 6 scariest and good films. So do you mean horror comedies? Because I actually do have a few of those videos. Or do you mean horror films that are just shit? Please clarify. Also, The Exorcist, Amber Lee. Basic answer, but for obvious reasons. Is that your scariest? I know I probably sound annoying, like, why do I keep asking this? But I feel like if you ask a person the same question again, I think like you actually start to kind of make them rethink it. Like, is really Exorcist, Amber Lee, scariest movie you've ever seen? If it is, then that's a confident answer, right? Like, you know it is. It scared us. When I was about 8, my dad showed us American Werewolf in London. My bro and I found it too scary, went to bed, and then my dad watched it in the room. I'll say this then. Maybe we need to put the quantifier. Maybe don't suggest a movie that scared you the most when you were like a child. Maybe something when you saw you're a little older, because it's a totally different experience when you're a kid, you know. So I feel like we might need to modify this a little bit, because there's a difference between something being actually scary and then something just traumatizing you when you're way too young to watch that kind of content. Pulse freaked me out in parts, but I didn't love it as a full package. Yeah, I like Pulse too. You talked about the original, right? Japanese film? I like that a lot. Ending was a little messy. The Ladder. Funny review of shitty horrors. Yeah, I don't know if that would do well, but I'll think about it. I've seen some bad films, but honestly, I don't go out of my way to watch bad horror films. I usually kind of watch them by accident. I find a horror film, someone suggests a horror film, Phantomorphos, for example, and I watch it, and I go, oh, well, that was crap. But I'm not the kind of person that goes out of their way, like, oh, wow, this looks awful, let me watch it. I'm not that kind of person, because I don't like wasting my time. But some are fun to laugh at. Crap, I'm still a child, at least according to the wife. Wow. Yeah, Veraxis, I kind of agree. I mean, at least the bad horror films I've seen weren't schlocky and fast and fun. The bad horrors I've seen have been boring and pretentious. That, generally speaking, you know? My picture's just... Okay, that's fine. All right, I think we should start spinning the wheel. We're at 1 hour, so I'm going to give it like 60 seconds, and then we're going to start spinning. I didn't expect more people to show up, so this is great. Anyone new to the stream, please check out my YouTube channel, because I got all my videos and playlists. It's not just horror. I have a lot of other topics there as well. But check it out. Enjoy. I also have a Discord, the Letterboxd. All the social media links are there, so please enjoy. So yeah, I'm just going to give it like a minute, and then we can go. I will leave Theon the Groot there, even though he won last time. But I will leave him there. But I'll spin it twice in case he wants to, what do you say? Like bequeath his slot. That sounded weird. I once did watch a Sallow ripoff, which isn't disturbing at all and had a really funny sex scene in it. Okay. I was 9 years old and Chucky scared me. I mean, yeah, I remember seeing Chucky when I was about that age too, and it did scare me. But it's funny what scares you when you're a kid and what scares you when you're an adult. I already gave a pick, but Shudder is an absolute masterpiece. Yeah, Shudder. I'm assuming you mean the original version. I assume. Melted Chucky gave me nightmares. How many Chuckies have I seen? There's way too many. That's another problem with the horror genre. There's so many shitty fucking sequels. God damn. Too many. Too many Exorcists. Too many Screams. Too many Jasons. Too many Halloweens. Too many Chuckies. It's too many. Too many Final Destinations. They peaked at like 2 and 3. And it's just... it's stupid. Emo, I think Shudder was tie. Yeah, Darth, way too many Hellraisers. I've seen 2 of them. Original one's still the best. Yeah. Oh, yep. Nightmare on Elm Street. Too many Nightmare on Elm Streets. New Nightmare is so bad. I know people love New Nightmare. I do not understand the appeal. It is boring as fuck until we get to the hospital scene, and it is the funniest fucking shit you'll ever watch. In fact, we should just find it. Give me a second. We're gonna watch this hospital scene. It's amazing. Amazing. The little boy in it. Oh my. Although actually, I don't know if YouTube's even gonna allow me to show it because there's like some blood. But I'll just say after this stream, go to YouTube and go New Nightmare hospital scene. It should be a scary scene because this girl's being dragged up on the wall and killed, which is, you know, taken from the first film. So lack of creativity, but whatever. But what's so funny is when she's being killed on the ceiling, it keeps cutting to this young boy, and his reactions, it's like he chose the worst reactions possible for this scene. Each one is different, and each one's the wrong choice. It's amazing. I remember watching the film, so bored, and then we got to that scene, and I couldn't stop laughing. I was like actually falling off the couch, laughing so hard. And it has a great payoff too. Oh my god, so good. Exorcist is one I'm surprised doesn't have more sequels than it does. That's be saying something because it has quite a few sequels. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it doesn't have too many, but it does have too many. I mean, 1 and 3 were good, and that's about it. When Johnny Depp was on the bed with all the blood. Oh, that's the first one. Yeah, Johnny Depp, who's like 16 in that movie. He's like a little baby. Terrible American remakes. Yeah, totally agree. I think they were trying to make an American remake of The Wailing. God, I hope that never happens. Yeah, remake of Shudder. Remake of Pulse sucked. There's a couple good ones. I think the American remake of The Ring is very good. The Grudge remake is also pretty good. That's about it, though, honestly. Have you ever spun the Patreon wheel? No, I have not, Missy. I was just about to. Oh, Maverick, you're just in time. I was literally about to spin it. Oh, I did not see the remake of Martyrs. I heard that was bad as well. When I saw Barbarian for the first time, it disturbed me to the point where I wanted to go home. I still enjoyed it, though. Maverick, is that your choice? That's an interesting choice. I don't feel like most people would pick Barbarian as their scariest film. Especially because the middle section's not scary at all. Is the remake of The Thing good? There's no... Do you mean the prequel? It's okay. It's alright. It's not nearly as good. It works as a fun creature feature. There's a higher body count. So there's more violence. It's faster. It's not good. But it's fine. Yeah, it's like a 5 out of 10. It's okay. It's late at night. You don't know what to watch. Chuck it on the TV. I think the biggest problem with it is, yep, thank you, Darth Vader. Instead of using practical effects, they use CG. And here's what's going to really bake your fucking noodle. The prequel film, 2011, had practical effects. But then producers were like, this looks dated. We don't like the practical effects. It looks old. You know, this doesn't look like a modern film. So they forced them to put CG on top of the practical effects they already had in the film. Can you believe the waste of time, money, and resources it took to add CG at the last minute on top of practical effects they already created? Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing that some producer thought that was a good idea. And that was like the main complaint when the film came out was the CG, because it looks like shit. Ugh. It stuns me. It stuns me that they went there. Yeah. Isn't that so frustrating though? Like, look it up. Wikipedia, the whole thing. It's true. And it's crazy that they did that. What's Maverick's full name? Maverick's channel, gaming and film. I'm putting Maverick, okay? How about Maverick's channel? Doll movies are all lame. They have puppet masks, so they're never scary. They have no weight behind them to drive with a knife. Just kick the shit out of it. I agree. The only thing that gave Chucky kind of a leg up as far as a killer doll is that there's one scene where he kills someone through voodoo, so he doesn't actually have to use his body. That was a smart decision by the film. But generally speaking, I agree with you. I don't find dolls scary. Hey, Vicious, how's it going? Hey, Vicious, you want to add one here? Is there a horror film that really scared you? You don't really watch movies, though. You're too good for movies. You play games. I'm just kidding. How's it going? Oh, Veraxis, did the Toxic Avenger remake have CGI? Why the fuck would they do that? That's like the whole point of the film. It's a trauma film. It's all about gooey makeup and stuff. That's silly. Darth Vader, yeah, exactly. That was also very silly. Hey, Maverick, if you're still here, is Barbarian your scariest one? We're about to spin. Yeah, that's a shame, Veraxis. No movie recommendations for me. Horror films usually have a strong first half, and then once they show the monster, I get bored. I mean, that's accurate, actually. Try to actually think, anyone in the audience right now, think of a horror film that got really good in the third act. There's not a lot. And it's really funny because there is a movie that wasn't good for the first two acts, and then the third film became a great film. And it's called A Perfect Getaway, which is about a bunch of couples in Hawaii, I think, Hawaii, and everyone thinks there's like a killer couple out there. You're not sure which couple are the killers. And it's not great. It's really meta in a very stupid way. There's a twist that I don't think works at all. But once that twist is revealed in the third act, it becomes this fast, brutal, painful, like it gets a shot of adrenaline in the movie, and it just takes off. And it's such a fun third act. So that's an example. But he's right. Vicious is right. Most horror films kind of dip in the second half, and especially the third act, which is a shame. Clay, have you ever seen If Veterans Were in Horror Films? It's on YouTube. They kick the saw. No, I haven't. All right, we're gonna spin. Not hard. What's your opinion on Nocturnal Animals? Oh, I really liked it. I didn't love it, but I think I liked it more the more I kind of thought about it. Like, kind of what was the point of the second narrative? The ending kind of hits even harder the more you think about it. Like, all the decisions that led up to that point, what was probably going on in his mind and her mind during that dinner. So, and the acting is impeccable. I just love the fact that Nocturnal Animals was directed by a guy who was Tom Ford, who's a fashion designer, who just decided to get into film, and he's actually good at it, which is pretty wild. Yeah, Dad's Side, good example. The Wailing has a pretty strong third act. That's very true. Especially the demon. Woo! Scary as fuck. All right. Here we go. We're gonna spin the wheel for the patrons. Everyone's good with theirs. Everyone's good with theirs. No more. Maverick, you're good with Barbarian. I think you gave me a yup. Okay, that's good. All right. So these are your scariest films. Completely. All right. I sure hope so. Because wow, when you guys gave me underrated horror films, I don't think you gave me underrated horror films. We'll see that in the video. Vicious in chat here actually saw a snippet of one of the movies that you guys recommended. Okay, here we go, patrons. Brandon, you got it. Ta-da! There you go, Brandon. Hold on. Let's whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Boop. Actually, fuck off. Add some text just so I can remember everything real quick. I said her 1 second. I said 1 second, everybody. I think this will look better. Boop. Okay. What was yours? When Evil Lurks? Yeah, it was. Oh, poopy. Nice. Very good. All right. Actually, we should put the music back on. Okay. Excellent. Good job, Brandon. So that's the last one of the that's the last one of the patrons. But as always, patrons are amazing, and next wheel game should happen probably within a month or something. But see you guys on the Patreon page. I love chatting with you all and getting all you guys' feedback. So When Evil Lurks, scariest movie ever made according to Brandon Burt. All right, we're gonna do this. I keep saying roll. We're gonna spin this 4 times, and then we're gonna do some Jackbox games. Vicious, I hope you join Jackbox if you'd like. Vicious notoriously despises comedy games. You know, he's Eastern European, so he hates comedy in general. Just can't really stand it unless there's just, you know, some kind of physical abuse going on, or vodka or something. I don't know where I'm going with this. Here we go. We're gonna spin this. Boom. Looks like Threads. Oh, Clay's actually gonna be forced to watch Threads. Arthur. Nicely done. Threads, according to Arthur, is the scariest movie he has ever seen. Arthur Piano. Nicely done. Whoop. Oh, get ready, bro. Woo, the most depressing movie ever made. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Okay, let's go again. Barbarian. Maverick, a last minute jump in. Barbarian takes it. Maverick just snuck in at the last second. Last second, just joins in, and he's all like, oh, what's going on? And manages to win one. How very vicious of you. Imagine you roll it twice now. Well, if Threads gets chosen again, I'm going to have to ask whoever wins to choose a different film. Okay. So, all right. So two more spins. Looks like Hereditary. Oh, fuck. But you guys already know how I feel about this movie. Is Threads like a good one? Threads is supposed to be incredible, but very depressing. And according to Arthur Appiano and BBL, it's the scariest film they've ever seen. Yeah. Okay. Well, Wilsey, according to you, Hereditary is the scariest film you've ever seen. Now I have to watch it again and see maybe if it scares me on the third watch. Kind of unlikely, but we'll see. All right, last spin. Be hilarious if it landed on Threads. I'm kind of hoping for Lake Mungo personally. Is there anything here I kind of want to win? Yeah. I mean, Dr. Juice really fucked me over last time, but let's see. Maybe Possum. I really need to watch it. Okay, here we go. Good luck. It's Threads again. What are the fucking odds? Oh my god, come on. How does this keep happening to me? I land on Fred twice. This shit. BBL, do you have a... BBL, do you have a... No, I'm not going to watch it twice. You have your mind. BBL, do you have a second scariest film? Or do you want to be the big man and relinquish this slot and we'll roll it, we'll spin it again? Your choice. I'll give you a wild card / Joker. You can choose any movie from these two wheels. No, I'm probably just gonna spin it again. is what I'm going to do. If you're giving me that option to do a wild card, I'll just spin it. That's fine with me. But it is your slot, so I guess technically you can kind of decide. Spin is fine too? Okay, let's spin it again. BBL. Love the fact that yours landed, though. That is fantastic. You jinx yourself. Literally did. It's like that Breaking Bad episode about the fly. You notice different things the second time around. Yeah, that's assuming that anyone watched it a second time. Did you watch The Fly the second time? God, that episode was so boring. But I'm in that camp. That episode's very contentious. Some people think it's a masterpiece. I didn't love it. Yeah, so you're in the loved it camp. Maybe I should watch it again. It just screamed to me like we have no budget for this episode, so we'll just try to find something to do. I don't know. It didn't really work for me. But they're great actors, no doubt. Maybe I should watch that episode again. All right. Okay, well, let's just spin it one more time. I almost want to just pick one because that was the permission I got, but let's make it super fair because I'm just a nice guy like that. Okay. All right. Good luck. Don't be the Wailing. Poltergeist. I only said don't be the Wailing because I've talked about it so many times. But the Wailing's great. But we're going with Poltergeist by Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Poltergeist, the scariest film you've ever seen. Which version? There are multiple versions? I know there's probably sequels. I would assume the original Poltergeist. All right. So after that, according to my audience, the 5 scariest movies are When Evil Lurks, Threads, Barbarian, Hereditary, and Poltergeist. These are very different films. Actually, is kind of interesting. You know, like big body horror film, super depressing post-apocalyptic film. Barbarian, which is just like Airbnb gone bad. Hereditary, which is kind of like your more standard scary movie. And then Poltergeist, which is paranormal horror from like the 80s, I think. Yeah. Very, very diverse, interesting list here. Very cool, guys. Didn't they use real skeletons in the ending of Poltergeist? I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know. All right. So that's it for the wheel game. I think we could switch over to Jackbox now. If anyone wants to play some party games. Vicious, if you're around, I'd love to have you on voice. I need to take a leak real quick. But let's, hey, Carl! Era! How's it going? You just missed the little wheel game we had. But I'd love to play some Jackbox with you if you're around. Jumping on CS with Era. Okay. You guys have fun. Yeah, they did. It was really calm back in the day. Gotta go, lads. See you next time on Let's Drive Crazy. Hey, that's what I love about you guys. You know, that's what we do. Okay, I'm gonna run. You should join later. Yeah, maybe I will. Talking cat freaks me out. Okay, so let me know in chat what Jackbox game you'd like to play. If you're not familiar with Jackbox games, don't worry. You do not have to download shit. You don't have to log into shit. Super easy. It's just a comedy game. Think of it like Cards Against Humanity. And there's lots of ones we can play. Movie Man, I have a question about movies. Please, Vicious, go for it. But let's run something. Quiplash is a pretty easy one to start with. I personally love Poll Mine. Let's run a poll and a poll. Whoops, I heard myself twice. Mobby. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, let's run a little poll. All right, Missy, you bounce. Dr. Juice is leaving too. Hop in the chat next stream. Yeah, please do. Usually have them on Saturdays. Okay, hold on. Poll Mine. Quiplash. Something else. All right. Sorry, I gotta go. But what's your scariest movie? I don't know / not telling. I kind of want to make that my like a video that's gonna come out in October, so I don't really want to spoil it yet. But I do have some that certainly pop out. Ganjim Haunted Asylum, one of the sequences from VHS, Martyrs, Lake Mungo, Shudder, the Thai original, Wreck, the Spanish movie, and actually Mama, which I know people don't like. So those are just some examples. Those would be pretty high on my list for some of my scariest movies. Did I say Ganjim Haunted Asylum? That's up there too. Over the last few years, indie horror gamers have found success when tackling less supernatural horror and more realistic horror like Stalkers, etc. Any signs horror movies have shown any signs of this? No, I don't think so. I don't think for horror films, I don't think realism has really been like the thing at all. For example, we haven't made slashers like at all, really. I will say that horror movies lately have, over the past 10 years or so, have tackled kind of modern themes. So it could be, sexuality, technology, family situations, things like that. Some horror movies took advantage of like the COVID environment. So there's definitely those aspects. But as far as real versus kind of more supernatural, I don't think I've seen that trend personally. In fact, I would say our movies have gotten even more kind of either technologically advanced in their plot or even more supernatural and bizarre. So yeah, I have not seen that trend personally in horror movies. But it's interesting that that's been the case in games. I did not know that. Very interesting, Vicious. Good question. My takeaway, not coming back to movies. I don't know if our horror movies are going to get more realistic in that sense. In terms of the threat, I don't think so. But they're getting more, like, of the time period. They're becoming more, what's the word? I forgot the word. My English major, and I forgot the word. But, contemporary, that's the word. Most of our horror movies, most of them are not taking place in the past. They're not timeless. They're very much based on the day, in their themes and their dialogue. So that is more realistic in the sense. But no, I wouldn't say the concept itself is more realistic. No. Thank you, Arthur. What's your favorite movie of the year so far? Mine is Superman. Yeah, I know yours is Superman. Thank you, Wilsey. See ya. I'm gonna run a quick Jackbox game. Let's go. Okay. So my favorite, I've not seen enough movies this year, so I almost don't want to say, because I've been watching a fair amount of movies, but most of them didn't come out this year. So I really don't want to say what's my favorite, because it's not going to mean much. I haven't even seen Weapons yet. So I don't know. I feel like I can't really answer that question. But Bring Her Back is probably my favorite. I also quite like the movie Companion, but as we were just talking about earlier, I think the third act's the weakest part. Here we go. Boop. Should pop up in a moment. There we go. Okay. Great. Need to watch Weapons is awesome. I know. I heard it's fucking dope. Alright, let's roll this shit. Sweet. Oh, I did watch Perfect Blue, like I said I would. It was really good. Dad's Side is awesome. I'm so glad you watched it. That's great. Alright, if you want to play this game, please go to jackbox.tv and just make up whatever name you want and just add in the code right there. QDEU. And I'll be right back. Just 4 of us. Well, that's not gonna work. Ah. We might need a 5th for this to even work. If we don't have more, we might have to call here. Very big sad. But might have to be. People got their wheel choices and then left, which is fair. You know, it's like that's the fun part, I guess. But Dad's side, I'm really glad you liked Perfect Blue. I am. Such a good film. I go back and forth on whether I like that or Black Swan better because they're very similar. Perfect Blue does get a little bit more credit for being a little bit more original. Black Swan took a lot of inspiration from Perfect Blue. But both very good films. Super good. Yeah, Darth Vader, watch it, man. It's awesome. Editing is superb. Music is fantastic. Gorgeous animation. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay, we can do this. This might be the last. This might be the only one today, but it'll be fun. And as usual, no racism, no homophobia, all that garbage. But have fun.
Amazing coincidence.
Pretty excited. BBL usually has some pretty interesting answers.
No? Whatever. Let's go. This is round 1. You'll get 2 prompts on your device. Just answer them however you want.
Thank you guys for coming by. BBL, thank you for hopping in. Appreciate that very much.
Everyone will vote on their favorite. You get points based on the percentage.
And yeah, very interesting wheel results that we got. I was not expecting to see like When Evil Lurks or Poltergeist on people's scariest movies ever. It's very interesting. Oh, gotta spell that right. God. That'll work. Arthur looks so happy. Oh, not anymore. Oh, now he does. BBL, what's POE2? I don't know the acronym quite yet. Persons of players on police
Okay,
of officers
First one.
everywhere.
Something you'd be surprised to see come out of a pimple you pop.
Ew. Chocolate.
Okay, pick your favorite.
God damn it. Okay, if something brown is coming out of your pimple, don't eat it. Dear. Oh, dear. Make sure to vote, people. BBL, I should have known. Chocolate. Oh.
Okay, next one. The best cure for a hangover.
Best cure for a hangover. Fried chicken, Sprite, and anal. Nude pics of Trump. I heard you say my name, but didn't hear what you asked. Was concentrating too hard. Oh, Lika, how's it going? We're just doing the Jackbox game real quick. BBL, I was asking what POE2 stands for. I know what that is. I'm assuming it's a game, but I just don't know what. Oh, Alika, I don't know if you saw, but Brandon won the Patreon wheel.
The worst name for an all-girl band, submitted by Ginger Bellamy of
Path of
Dallas,
Exile.
Texas.
Okay, never played it. Period cramps and yeast infection. That would have to be like a hard rock band. You're not gonna. No acoustic guitar is gonna go onto a stage where you're called yeast infection. It's like L7 would have a song called that. Yeah. Alika, it was Brandon Burt's answer was When Evil Lurks.
A terrible
That was his
name
pick.
to have if you're running for public office.
I think it's Argentinian. Terrible name if you're running for public office. William Embezzler and Abigail Hitler. Big Bad Guy 549. Hey guys, just got kidnapped. By who? And define kidnapped. Did your girlfriend make you go shopping? Ooh, been meaning to check out When Evil Lurks. Yeah, it's pretty good. Good makeup. Pretty gross. Hey, we tied. Also, if you're just joining in, you can join the audience up there at the top left. I mean, top right. Pants would be a whole lot better if they had holes on both sides and had movies playing on them. Pants do have holes on both sides. They're called pockets. I'm very confused what you mean. Oh, you mean the piss and shit out of. God. Would you trust that? Would you trust the hole in your pants?
That's all for round one. Here's the scoreboard.
Big Bad Guy, if you're blindfolded, you're typing blind very well. All your words are coming out great. High risk, high reward. What's the reward? That you don't have to pull down your pants? Is that a huge reward? Is that worth it? I think I got disconnected. Now I'm the audience somehow. Oh, weird. I'm sorry. Try reconnecting. Refresh the page. Ooh, this is a fun prompt. If, Arthur, if you're really, like, if you can't get back in, we may need to restart or do poll mine instead, because we have 5 people putting answers, and you're not going to put one. It kind of sucks. So weird, Arthur. Well, after this game, we'll try to get everyone into one last one. How about that?
The first prompt is make up a curse word.
Make up a curse word. Plef, the sound a queef makes. Oh, okay. I'll take it. Couldn't think of a good one there.
Next in line, the name of a new game show that sounds terrible.
A game show that sounds terrible. Wheel of Taxes. Guess that serial killer. They kind of had something like that where a serial killer actually showed up on the dating show. They made a movie about it too, although the movie was pretty inaccurate. Yep. Oh, Maverick. Nice job. Yeah, maybe Jackbox just didn't like your answers. Although this game's pretty old, so I feel like more technical issues might arise.
The best reason to go to Australia.
The coast? Not so many insects. What? There's a lot of insects there, I thought. Like, evil ones. Or maybe I'm thinking of the ones in the Amazon.
And next, what's the U.S. government really hiding in Area 51?
Nerds. Ancient
Vote on
aliens.
your devices.
The Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. Yeah. Because I'm sure that thing's a fucking masterpiece. Oh boy. I always find that kind of amusing that like a movie comes out and it's kind of shitty and everyone goes, well, the original one must be amazing. And I'm like, was it though? Unless literally everything about it was different. Probably wasn't that great. Probably wasn't.
Next in line, the worst flavor for a snow cone.
Worst flavor for a snow cone, yellow and urine. Well, okay. Didn't know yellow was a flavor. Oh, there kind of is, though. I mean, imagine all the times you've drank something called blue raspberry, and then you realize it's not even a fucking thing. Yeah, BBL, of course it was better, but it was still, like, bad. I mean, the Flash is still super obnoxious. The movie's still pretentious. The music choices are dumb. It's just, it's bad. It's just not as bad.
Let's see who completed it well.
I had a teacher in high school who let us play Quiplash in class when we were all done with work. Can you imagine the answers? That's awesome. Your teacher sounds rad.
Are tripled, and you'll all be answering the same prompt this time. The last Lash prompt is something you should not put in your kid's sandbox.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm not going to write that because it's awful, but... Yeah, that teacher sounds awesome, Malika. It's always nice to have a great teacher. It's so encouraging, you know? There's so many teachers that just, they hate kids, they hate life. It's not where they want to end up, and they kind of take it out in their class. And then you get a teacher that actually cares, and they see potential.
Okay,
it's nice.
Soak it in. Okay, in round 3, you get to award 3 votes. You can give them all to one answer.
Ew! Who just wrote meat? Just meat? What kind of meat? Is it cooked? Just meat. Wow, these are awful. Serbian film. Fuck that. BBL, I'm sure they also taught. I just pictured, like, a slab of raw meat, just, like, in the sandbox. Thank you for that. Oh, you're a boy of Serbia? That's cool. I heard Serbia's got good food. Meat. I don't know why it made me laugh. I did. It was so out of left field. Oh, nothing for condoms.
That's the end. Let's see the final scoreboard.
I think Darth Vader's gonna... Ooh, yep. No one moved. Darth Vader, well done. You win the game. All right, since we don't have a lot of people, I think we should call it here. But thank you so much for everyone who showed up to the stream. Congratulations, Darth Vader, for winning Quiplash. Thank you to everyone who showed up to suggest stuff for the wheel, to chat, all that stuff. You guys are fantastic. I am not going to have a video come out tomorrow, but I will have a video come out next Sunday and a bunch of videos come out in October. Still need to do my video essay on jump scares, which I've been planning forever. So a lot of stuff's going to be hitting. Will I stream next Saturday? No, because I'm going to be out of town. But maybe I'll stream sometime during the week. Some kind of random middle of the week shit. Who knows? But absolutely not Darth Vader. No way. But you guys are great. Shout out to all my Patreons, including you, Alika. You guys are awesome. And yeah, keep the feedback coming. Hope you guys enjoy the videos. And have a great rest of your Saturday. Bye.